Hello, good evening.
चलो भी ये ऐसा मेरा भी है बंद है।
See whether the PPT is visible. Hello.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, so today we'll see the next part of the digital payments. See what is this virtual currency? Now here, virtual currency is a currency which is a type of unregulated digital currency, which is available in the electronic form. Now it represents the we can say electronic form of money, which may be issued. It can be managed and controlled by private issuers, developers, or the organizations. Now they are often represented in terms of tokens and remain unregulated without a legal tender. Now this virtual currency, it basically relies on a system of trust. Okay, so basically when you have trust and mutual faith, then only such type of currencies it will work, as it is not issued by a central bank or any other banking regulatory authority. This can have a restricted usage and may be restricted only to members of a specific community who transact online on dedicated networks. They are mostly used for peer-to-peer payments and are finding increasing use for purchase of goods and services. Mostly need to be, you can see this. It's a type of unregulated digital currency. Now here the examples could be like Bitcoin and Litecoin. They're stored and transacted through designated software applications and networks in the digital form. Virtual currencies are typically issued by private issuers and used among specific virtual communities. Or in case of B2B business, it is more often used. Now, one important concern or critical issue examined here is the security of the software and the networks. That is they are as per the regulated issued by now, case of legal status, we can take into consideration the centralized and decentralized one. Of centralized virtual currency has a central repository. The repository of a virtual currency is typically the issuer of that currency. Now here the role is similar to that of the central bank in a regulated currency system. While in case of now, conversely, the decentralized part, the currency does not have a third party central repository. A distributed system will authenticate the transactions of a decentralized virtual currency. Now, many decentralized currencies are based on a blockchain networks, such as Bitcoin, Litecoin. Now, a blockchain network links the list of records, which is known as blocks with cryptography. Now, when a transaction is requested, a request is broadcasted in the network consisting of many computers. After it is verified by a network, a permanent and unchangeable block that contains the transaction is added to the existing blockchain. The transaction is completed and recorded accordingly. Now, compared with the centralized virtual currency system, the decentralized network awards a central administrator. Now, because of absence of intermediaries, decentralization allows for more transparency between parties and lower transaction costs. Now, what are the basic advantages for this virtual currencies? Are like it is very uh, convenient, or it has its ease. Now, the major advantage here would be payments with virtual currencies. It would be fast and easy due to its network-based nature. Specifically, maybe when one wants to transact in the international markets. So this is much more convenient method. It has its decentralization, which avoids the intermediaries in enhances lower transaction costs and avoids the security failure of the administrator. If you see the other side, or we can say the disadvantages, like it lacks comprehensive regulation. Now the regulations over virtual currencies are not comprehensive or systematic enough, hindering the worldwide acceptance. They are highly volatile. Out of charge of a central bank, the value of virtual currency is highly volatile. It is therefore a less favorable tool to store value. There are also security issues pertaining to virtual currencies. The leakage of authenticated information is one of the possibility here, and that can cause great loss to virtual currency owners. This is about the virtual currency. We move ahead with the next part, that is of the digital currency. Now, digital currency is a form of currency that is available only in digital or electronic form and not in physical form. It is also called as digital money, electronic currency, cyber cash, or electronic money. They are only accessible with the help of computers or mobile phones. That is in electronic format they are available. As they require no intermediary, they are also often a cheap mode of business transactions. Now, all cryptocurrencies are digital currencies, but not all digital currencies are crypto. Here, now digital currency is the overall superset that includes virtual currency, which in turn includes cryptocurrencies. Now, compared to virtual currency, a digital currency covers a larger group that represents monetary assets in digital form. Digital currency can be regulated or unregulated. Now, it can be denominated in a sovereign currency, that is, a country's central bank can issue a digital form of its fiat currency notes, while in case of virtual currency often remains unregulated, as I had discussed, and hence it constitutes a type of digital currency. So digital currency is a broader concept. It refers to all monetary assets that are in digital format. Well, virtual currency is one of the small subset of digital currency. Understand this basically, that one of the small part, that is virtual currency, of the overall broad spectrum of digital currency. And cryptocurrency is a subset of this virtual currency. Now, if you think from the broader perspective, or you represent it, digital currency as a, you can imagine a big circle, and within that circle, maybe a small circle is a virtual currency, and in that is a cryptocurrency. So digital currency can either be regulated or unregulated. A regulated digital currency is issued by country's central bank and can be dominated by a sovereign currency, while virtual currency is an unregulated digital currency. It is issued and controlled by a private issuer. This is the basic difference. Virtual currency can either be centralized or decentralized, while cryptocurrency refers to a type of virtual currency that implements cryptography technology to secure and authenticate currency transactions. So this is the basic difference in these terminologies. Now, cryptocurrency is a subtype of digital currency and a digital asset that relies on cryptography to chain together digital signatures of asset transfers, peer-to-peer networking, and decentralization. Now, cryptocurrencies also allow electronic money systems to be decentralized. When implemented with the blockchain, the digital ledger system or record keeping system uses cryptography to edit separate shades of database entries that are to be shared across many separate servers. So this was about digital currency. Now here, when we are speaking so much about the digital payments and digital currencies and virtual currencies, here the next part which is involved is the very important aspect, that is the issues and challenges regarding these digital payment systems. Now, electronic payment systems requires large amount of personal data or information from the end users to make transactions. Maybe you may be purchasing on the credit card through the websites, which requires a large pool of data information to make payments. So that is one of the important thing here. Second thing is inadequate laws. The laws related to digital payments are varying. They're not still that much clear. Now, e-wallets, they come under the non-banking financial companies. So the traditional banking laws are not applicable. So we have to come up with certain cyber laws here. Now, in many countries, electronic cash is not accepted. Limitations as the formation of the laws are considered. Again, there is lack of awareness among the people. They don't know about the cyber laws here. They are not aware. Though we say they are educated, they transact, but still, they are not aware about the pinpoints of the cyber laws here, or how the information could be misguided. That is one of the area which is not covered that much. Here also there is less scope for grievance redressal process or mechanism, as we say. So these are some of the roadblocks here in case of security. Now here again, when we take into consideration the security aspect, there are many problems regarding this. As we call it, e-security is a basic problem here in this case. Now here, software programs which can be a roadblock. Like you can have different malware software programs like viruses, worms, trojans, which may damage the computer systems at ATMs or the bank servers, and that allows the hackers to steal the confidential credentials of users. And whenever users swipe their cards at an allegedly compromised ATM, it is possible that the data on the card along with the security pin may be transmitted to the hackers, then they can use it illegally. So security poses one of the very important problem here in this case. How to overcome this security issue or the security problem of digital payment? and to encourage the cashless economy, government along with RBI adopt some important technologies which secure the digital payment system for the customers or for the public in general. Like we have the encryption. Encryption is basically a process of converting confidential data and information in the form of code, which prevents from unauthorized access. Wherever we make online payments, the first question arises in the mind of the customers is this online payment would be safe? That is what is the question which arises in our mind. However, most online payment acceptors use an encryption mechanism to secure user personal and payment information. There are various types of encryption techniques which are in use, which prevent unauthorized access or stealing of user payment data. We also have digital signature. The parties involved in online payments transactions, they should use digital signatures in order to ensure authentication of transactions. Also, we may have firewall protections. Now, the firewall simply means secure a system or a network from unauthorized access. Firewalls can be used to filter the incoming and outgoing traffics based on the set of security rules called as firewall policies. Now here basically without firewall systems expose this inherently insecure numerous advantages to sites by helping to enforce security. It can greatly improve network security and reduce risk to hosts on the subnet by filtering inherently insecure services. They can provide protection from routing-based attacks such as source routing and attempt to redirect routing paths to compromise sites via Internet Control Message Protocol. Also, firewall provides the ability to control access to site systems. Some hosts can be made reachable from outside networks, whereas others can be effectively sealed off from unwanted access. Now, a site could prevent outside access to its host except for special cases, maybe such as mail servers or information servers. Now, this brings to the fore an access policy that firewalls are particularly adept at enforcing that do not provide access to hosts or services. So fire can actually be less expensive for an organization in that all or most modified software and additional security software could be located on the firewall systems as opposed to being distributed on many hosts. Now the firewall policies can be of three types, like permitted the user's acceptance, that is permitted the user after passing through firewall, dropped, that is not allowed through with no indication of failure and rejected. That is totally they are not allowed through accompanied by an attempt to inform the sources that the packet was rejected. So to reduce the possibility of vulnerability, there are two fundamental approaches to create firewall policies like uh, blacklist approach or whitelist approach. Yeah, that means it depends whether to accept or reject. So privacy is of great concern to certain sites, since what would normally be considered uh, the innocuous information might actually contain clues that would be useful to an attacker. A firewall provides the means for implementing and enforcing a network access policy. It provides control users and services. Now they manage the access between the internet and an organization's private network. Each host system on a private network is exposed to attacks from other hosts on the internet. So internet firewalls allow the network administrator to define a centralized choke point that keeps unauthorized users such as hackers, etc., out of protected network. They offer a convenient point where internet security can be monitored and alarms generated. The internet has been experiencing an address space crisis that has many registered IP addresses a scarce resource. This means that organization wanting to connect to the internet may not be able to obtain enough registered IP addresses to meet the demands of their user population. It permits the network administrator to justify the expense of the internet connection to management. So the internet firewall is the ideal location for deploying World Wide Web servers. The firewall can be configured to allow internet access to these services while prohibiting the outsiders or the external access to other systems on the protected network mode. That is what is possible here. Now, this security framework comprises of three elements like people, policy, and technology. The people element is the core of it, with various roles and responsibilities within the organization. These are the people that are put in place to execute and support the processes. We have the people who play a key role in senior management, security administrators, system administrators, IT administrators, end users, and auditors. Policy is the second important aspect here. The element comprises the security vision statement, security policy and standards, and the control documentation here. And the third important part is the technology. It basically includes tools, methods, and mechanisms to support the processes. So the core technologies, the operating systems, the database, the application, the security tools. These are the tools which facilitate the process, basically. So here ensuring the security part while taking care of the online transactions plays a very vital or important role here. So the next part, okay, it consists of the ethical part, ethics involved in this online payment mode of business. In digital payments. This technology can be a double-edged sword also. The basic contemporary computer systems achievement is that it gives the benefit. It helps us with the ease of transactions through this digital mode or online mode. But at the same time, this tool, powerful capability creates new opportunities for breaking the law or taking benefits away from others. The ethics refers to the principles of right and wrong that can be used by individuals acting as free moral agents to make choices to guide their behavior. Now, basic five moral dimensions with reference to information is like information rights and obligations. Property rights. It deals with the traditional intellectual property rights. Accountability and control. System quality, which is related with the data, of course. And the values, where that should be preserved in an information and knowledge-based society. Now, in e-marketing, use of emails is the easiest way to reach the customers. Hence, it is seen that it is overused. Moreover, email automation has led to huge increase in volume of such mails. This form of marketing must be used judiciously. Companies must ensure customers opt in to receive communication. Now, just buying the mailing lists from unknown sources is highly unethical and must be avoided. The mailing list must be generated through its own source. This would make it more authentic and relevant. Now, customers must be given an option to opt out from receiving such emails. Similarly, advertisements are definitely an important source of information for consumers. Therefore, it is expected that brands indulge in honest and ethical advertising. Now, the concept of contextual link ads, wherein hyperlinks are concealed within editorial content, are also considered unethical. The issue here is not just of ethics, but also the user experience. Today, most of the consumers, they turn on to Google to find out about any product or a brand. Hence, it becomes compelling for the e-marketers to figure out why to top the search results. Companies employ search engine optimization techniques to meet this. However, it is very important that the search engine rules are money. E-marketers must not resort to technical without the top results by bypassing the rules. A lot of websites have employed such techniques that have been blacklisted by search engines like Google. It is very easy to overstate and exaggerate about the product or a service features and benefits on the digital mode or digital platform. But finally, the very important thing here is trust building of the customers. If the whatever is said or promised to the customers, the manufacturer is not able to bridge the gap between the expectations, promises, and the satisfaction level, then it becomes very difficult to penetrate in the market or to build a brand. Now, again, children are a vulnerable group here, as they may not realize that their every mouse click may be monitored. They may also be unable to understand the nature of information they provide to advertisers. So, safety of children, it should be taken care of. And it's better that the company involve the parents also here in this case. Businesses are also leveraging the power of social networking platform and using them as a grounds for viral advertising. So they should not happen. At times, the excessive focus levied on them also goes against the interest of consumers. So privacy helps reinforce users' trust on online services. Yet online privacy is under constant pressure of being undermined. Protecting strong technology neutral data privacy laws, ethical data collection and handling principles is a key approach to protecting and fostering online privacy. So this should be taken care of by the marketers when they are taking into consideration the need or the requirements of individual customers. Now, there should be some limitations as far as the collection of personal information is considered. Any such data should be obtained by lawful and fair means with the knowledge or appropriate consent of the people involved. Personal data should be relevant to the purpose for which they are to be used and to the extent necessary for those purposes. They should be accurate, complete, and it should be up to date. The purpose for which the personal data is collected should be specified to the end user. It should not be disclosed or made available for others to be used. The data should be protected by reasonable security and safeguards. There should be general policy of openness about development practices and policies with respect to personal data. Individuals should have the right to obtain information about personal data held by others and to have it erased, rectified, completed, or amended as appropriate. There should be accountability of this data. The ethics encourage privacy frameworks that apply an ethical approach to data collection and handling. Now, ethical approaches incorporate, among other things, the concept of fairness, transparency, participation, accountability, and legitimacy in collection and handling of data. The legal environment should promote strong technology neutral laws, compliance, and effective enforcement. Now, these laws should focus on desired privacy outcomes rather than just specifying particular technological means. The need for legal machinery is felt in case where marketers do not follow the principle of self-regulation, do not respect consumers' privacy, and indulge in unethical practices. In such cases, in order to protect the interest of consumers, government formed an act called Consumer Protection Act also. Now we also have the consumer codes, wherein the rights of the consumers are protected. Where you have the redressal procedures, wherein the customer has every right to gain justice through fair means. So payment gateways prove to be a big help in enabling easy online payments. It is an application that enables online credit card transactions to take place in real time with almost safety and security. Payment gateways provide a wide range of processing services, which may include authorization and capture, refunds and voids. They save consumers time and at the same time reduces administration work also. While e-marketers have standard privacy policies in place to protect user data, it is often noticed that they are not very effective. Businesses are also leveraging the power of social networking platforms and using them as grounds for viral advertising. As personal data has monetary and strategic value to others, it is a challenge to ensure that it is only collected and used appropriately. Now, the need for legal machinery is felt in case where marketers do not follow the principle of self-regulation. They do not respect consumers' privacy and indulge in unethical practices. Consumer Protection Act makes provision for the establishment of consumer councils and other authorities for settlement of consumers' disputes and for matters connected therewith. Ensuring the privacy and secrecy of consumers' data is a prime responsibility of e-marketers. So this should be kept in mind by the marketers that after all, customer is the king today, and they need to serve the customers. Now here, internet is a medium of communication and as such has three special features like many-to-many communication on a global scale. It facilitates a certain kind of anatomy, and certain programs on the internet have the ability to replicate themselves. Now this many-to-many communication on a global scale can be misused as a source divert power to disrupt computer functioning by unleashing a computer virus. Now, the internet has created a new kind of environment in which individuals who want to break havoc can do with very less efforts. The digital engine genie is out of the bottle on worldwide scale. The prospect of a global village in which everyone on the planet is connected to everyone else with regard to computing power and communication is breathtaking. Now, here the thing is about the ethics. The ethics bears on to the computer revolution in order to guide a better world. So here, day by day, even as there are more challenges, even the technocrats are trying to solve these issues as far as the legalities is considered and the security system is considered. The need for legal machinery is felt in case where marketers do not follow the principle of self-regulation. Now here in pay-per-click advertising, the advertisers don't pay when the ad is displayed. They only pay when the ad is clicked and leads the consumer to visit the advertiser's website. So many a times there may be a possibility that you may have an emergency and the ad is playing and you cannot move ahead. This is one of the drawback here. So when we say that one can save the time, here it may be a time consuming affair in this case. Now, it can be said that in the world of wireless connectivity, virtual shopping malls, and real-time communication, that internet no doubt will be touching more lives than before. And as the number of online businesses grow, the difference between good and bad will become difficult to judge. Thus, it's high time that a standard code of ethics for e-marketing and advertising is to be implemented globally, and compliance to this rule should be made mandatory for the marketers. So this is about the ethics part, the security and the ethics part, which is concerned with the e-marketing. So this is about the digital payments. We saw the mode of digital payments, the security involved, the virtual currencies, digital currencies, virtual currency, as well as the ethical part and the security part as far as these digital payments are considered. In the next session, we'll discuss the e-retailing part. So any doubts here?
No doubt so far.
Okay, then today we'll stop here.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.